Don who gets to play the Gatekeeper and Spoiler. But currently, Ike has next on deck one of the most, if not the most powerful class in Hearthstone, and Hunter. A lot of people peg Hunter as #1 public enemy.
That's right, and it didn't really take that many tools to push it into not just viability, but push it into that #1 spot. Spring Paw and Master's Call. I mean, that's basically much it. All the other tools that they're using, I guess Death Stalker Rexar, but they've had that for a while. I guess that's the all the other tools they've been using, they've had forever. Scavenging Hyena, Timberwolf, Animal Companion, those are all from the classic set. Those are cards that have been around since the beginning of Hearthstone time.
It's true. In fact, there's a lot of basic cards being used like that. We go back to Odd Paladin playing Raid Leader and Stormwind Champion. I saw a few Odd Mages playing Nightblade, TJ. Oh my goodness, hold the presses. That is a turn 3, 5 damage Huffer. Now Gadon is taking big damage, but that Spirit Lash is going to bail him out. But I think a lot of damage has already been done. Like, Ike doesn't have a Spellstone because of things like Mass Hysteria, but if he can pick up just a little bit more momentum, he's got a lot of damage coming in. That's not it, though.
Yeah. And a lot of key resources used here, but I like the push from Ike. Especially in this matchup, because it's basically just Spirit Lash that punishes an early push like that.
Yep.
There's nothing else that stops early aggression. Maybe a Radiant Elemental could have chipped through the board a little bit early on.
Yeah, Radiant Elemental helps piece together like just better plays. So you can draw a little bit more. You can Shadow Visions to dig deeper and squeeze it all in one turn.
Oh, is that Masters?
That is a big draw, TJ.
Oh, man.
But the nice thing is that now Gadon already has one of his more important tools in Mass Hysteria. Ike has that Wind Fury, just to add a little bit extra damage here. Winter Grizzly would be a 5/6. Now Gadon opting instead to go for a Lyra, because Lyra basically has taunt anyways. And he might be able to pick up some powerful priest removal spells.
Ooh.
Oh, well, there's no Shadow Reaper Anduin, but that could be an okay substitute. The more I think about it, though, it's kind of bad. You don't really want to shut off your healing, because I think Hunter just wants to aggro you down. Yeah.
Agadon's still under a ton of pressure, though. Timberwolf's going to allow Ike to push 4 more with the Dire Maul, 2 more with the Hero Power, bring Gadon down to 14.
Oh, yeah.
And the only defensive tool he really has right now is that Witchwood Grizzly. And then after that, oh, okay. We're in business.
That's a nice draw, too.
Yes, it is.
That's a really nice draw. So now Witchwood Grizzly into the Eternal Servitude. Unless Ike can find a way to easily push past this. He does not. He draws another secret. That is not good for Ike, because he was going to draw that secret anyways. I mean, 5-mana 4/4 draw 2 cards is still a very solid minion in your deck.
Yes,
it could have been even better.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do it again. Seance and put another Witchwood Grizzly in the way.
Yeah, that Seance is big. And also, it's redundancy. So it's more Witchwood Grizzlies in the pool, which makes it, you know, good for now Gadon to, if he needs to improve his chances for discovering a single Witchwood Grizzly later on for the Eternal Servitude. Is that how it works, TJ? Like, the more copies of something that died, the higher likelihood it discovers it? Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't mess up my interaction.
Yeah, because all the interactions are different minions.
Yes. Like, obviously, you can't discover 2 Witchwood Grizzlies or revive them. But
Eternal Servitude, let's say there's 4 minions. 2 of them are Witchwood Grizzlies, and you have a higher, well, I guess you'd have to be more than that to have a higher chance. 6 minions and 2 of them Witchwood Grizzlies.
Yeah, precisely. That Zombies, by the way, seems to have the Vile Brute Skitterer along with the Crackling Razor Maw. So it has Poisonous Rush, and then you can adapt a friendly beast to have Poisonous or +3 attack or Wind Fury.
That is a very good Zombies.
Very powerful, yeah.
Especially against this hand from now Gadon. That is almost a perfectly crafted Zombies for this situation in particular.
Well, here's another thing, too, about now Gadon's hand. So, you know, we talk about how drawing the secrets before Subject 9 stinks. Look at now Gadon drawing all of his big threats while he has Cloning Gallery in his hand as well. And so that is something that is not it's not ideal whatsoever.
Yeah, that cloning gallery will pull Malagos, the 2 Radiant Elementals, the 2 Gilded Gargoyles, and Ziliax.
It's still a very reasonable setup. You know, Malagos with double Radiant Elemental is very powerful, but Nalgadon has no actual ammo behind it.
Yeah.
And he just picked up a card that's not that great. Army of the Dead and Cloning Priest, when you've drawn most of your minions, is not going to be that impactful, I feel.
Yeah. So I think I'm looking at, yeah, the Subject 9 here, trying to look for +3 attack or poisonous. If you put it on the Dire Maul, you're only... I guess it would be the same, because you could win Fury as well. You have 2 outcomes, win Fury or poisonous to push the Ritual Grizzly. Oh no, you wouldn't, because that's 3 health.
Yeah, this seems perfectly fine. Ike should be able to push through.
Yeah.
Good damage.
Another 5.
If he just had a little bit extra juice, he would be able to sneak in more damage. Oh, wow!
Velen plus Spirit Lash.
That double dips for people who don't know. So you deal 10 damage to the board, but you heal for 20.
And now we got ourselves a good old-fashioned game of Hearthstone. Deathstalker Rexar versus Cloning Gallery Priest.
Yeah, it's Rexar versus the world, it feels like. You dip to all corners of the globe in Azeroth, and you'll find pretty much the entire essence of Nalgadon's deck. You know, Prophet Valen, Malagos, Lich King, Ziliax.
Ooh.
Another big legendary draw.
I mean, Malagos almost does nothing on this board.
Yeah.
It doesn't contest the 6/6. There's no spells in hand that deal damage.
Yeah, and Nalgadon doesn't have the Spellstone either. Because the Spellstone would help get charged throughout this entire process. So Nalgadon, yes, he's gotten a couple of really important bailouts, like his Spirit Lashes. He had 2 of them. One that was discovered through Shadow Visions, one that was drawn. But the pressure's still on. And you heard about how a lot of people feel like things such as Deathstalker Rexar single-handedly wins them control matchups. You might be able to see exactly why that is just through this game.
Yeah, Nalgadon healed up to nearly full last turn, nearly. And now it's down to 13, staring at a lethal setup. There's no kill commands left. That's one thing he can be not as fearful of, but...
This Mass Hysteria.
What is Elun's will?
I'm trying to think if Nalgadon is better off reviving before or after. I don't know. Like, I think because he has Eternal Servitude and he wants to land onto like the Lich King, but I think he wants that minion to stay alive, so he's going to Mass Hysteria first. Looks like Malagos has died.
Well, it gets freezing traps because it attacks. I forgot about the secrets. You're right. So it could have died if the minions had attacked in first. But that's quite a poor outcome.
Yep. And now Nalgadon has a choice of Shadow Visions to remove or Eternal Servitude. What minions have died? We have Witchwood Grizzly, we have Prophet Valen, we have Lich King. Those are all great minions to revive.
Yeah, and if he plays Shadow Form to clear off this minion, then yes, he'll be able to pick apart boards a little bit easier.
Oh, there's Lyra as well. You really want that Lich King. Zul'jin picked up. There's been a pretty decent amount of spells being played, but I can build it up even more.
Yeah, and also, you don't want to give up Deathstalker Rexar hero power unless you're going to win the game with the Zul'jin.
That's right, that's right.
Which isn't really the case. He has played Animal Companion, which can get Huffer, and both kill commands can go face, but that's it. That is the last Spirit Lash.
Nalgadon has an opportunity to play something really big here while he has a moment to breathe. Obsidian Statue. Just get that into the res pool as well. Still no Spellstone, though.
And even beyond that, he doesn't really have too many cheap spells to be able to buff up that Spellstone quickly.
Yeah.
And Lyra has died, so he can't draw that or pull it from Zerg's cloning gallery to try and chain together certain things in order to try and chain cheap spells to buff up Spellstone. So once he even draws Spellstone, it's going to be a while before it's even buffed up enough to have a huge impact.
Ike in deep thought. Seeing if he can maximize his chances that an important minion survives based off the Obsidian statue kill. Yeah, and it does. That's probably the best target for him.
Yes, it is.
And that is why you want to sequence things properly. And also, he minimized the amount of life gain through the flanking strike first.
I don't even know.
That's how he wins this game.
Yeah.
This is looking more grim by the turn here, TJ. But the nice thing is, Nalgidon still has a decent amount of minions to pull from the deck. They're just not that high impact because there's not a lot of top end. There's low end through the Gilded Gargoyles. The Gilded Gargoyles, though, they don't allow you to do the thing that you want to do, which is coin out the Malygos. You can't go beyond 10 mana crystals in Hearthstone. That's the real pain point for me.
Yep.
Like, sure. Cool. This is like one of those things where someone posts like, wow, look at all the cool things I did with my new legendary card from the Boomsday expansion, and people just type neat the period afterwards. Like that was a neat play.
Very neat. He could have Spirit Lash there to heal up, but he realized that Ike, because he's playing the secret version, does not play Unleash the Hound.
Yeah.
So not a big way to be punished.
Yeah, spell hunters are the ones that you have to be really concerned about.
Yeah, or just the good old mid-range hunter that runs sort of that same package, just instead of secrets, Spellstone, and Subject 9, you run more beasts.
Yeah, and I mean, the key to Nalgidon, too, is if you can find a way to revive something meaningful and keep these radiant elementals on board. But Ike has charge minions now, and he can just take down these radiants. Still not the end of the world, but still not looking good here. Shadow Visions can pick up the Spellstone. I think Nalgidon, that's his last chance. Has to be that Spellstone. Needs to start charging it up.
Now needs to find a way to clear off the board.
I mean, he has Psychic Scream, and I think Secret's been played, so I think also he's traded enough to narrow it down that it's either Wandering Monster or Explosive Trap, because he's attacked minions and played minions since then. So he should know that it's Explosive or Wandering Monster.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want... first of all, I think he wants his Radiant Elementals to die, but he doesn't want his Gilded Gargoyle to die. That's kind of like the weird thing, because once a Gilded Gargoyle, the coin goes in your hand, the value's already been generated. You don't want that to come back with the Spellstone. You don't need that anymore.
But the coins also help you get to the point where you can res more minions with the Spellstone. So if you use those coins to gain 2 extra minions...
You're right. The coins are also fairly important, too, to charge. Just let them squeeze in more efficient plays, too. Charge the Spellstone, and then coin out the Mind Blasts. Not impossible. And that's not a good draw for Ike. He's got an okay turn, but okay doesn't cut it.
Gonna build a beast.
Halazi has one of the highest power levels, but is it too expensive? Because there's a lot of cards in Ike's hand that he wants to get out. It might not be great for tempo.
Well, Halazi Snow Flipper Penguins, pretty damn good value.
Yeah, I guess it's, it's 5 mana 4/3 that puts a bunch of rushers out.
But Valbert Skitter also one of the most impactful beasts, just straight up, because it can allow you to get over a big minion if that's what he needs. And it's like Halazi plus the Valbert Skitter. So a 4/5 poisonous rush that fills your hand with 1/1 Lynxes. Quite the card.
I'd say, yeah. Spellstone. Still not going to be enough here. Nalgidon does have an army of the dead, and there's still a decent amount of minions. Remember, the Xerix Cloning Gallery only pulls out copies, So he could pull out Ziliax, could pull out, you know, the 2-3 Radiant Elementals and clear off a decent amount of the board and go to town.
Ooh.
But that's good, because I mean, if Nalgadon had like 6 or 7 cards remaining in this deck, it felt like a pretty solid option, but this is not reliable.
So he's gonna Mind Blast, Coin, Spellstone, Spear Lash? Because that would be 3 spells to buff up the... He's gonna do it the other way.
Does he need to do this right here, right now, TJ? Like, did he feel like he had an opportunity to take it even slower? Oh, the Lyra comes down. But he Spirit Lash first. Can Vivid Nightmare, can Gilded Gargoyle, he's running out of time. No true investment into Lyra. This did not pan out the way Nalgadon was hoping for.
No.
And with Halazi Rush with Beasts, oh sorry, with the Poisonous, how much damage is this right now? That's not enough.
Not enough to kill, but it's enough to get over Lyra, which is really the only value generator Nalgadon has at this point. He doesn't have another Spellstone.
Yeah.
He's got an Army of the Dead.
Oh, your hand was almost empty? Let me fix that for you. Sincerely, Deathstalker Xart X Halazi. I just trying to think about what's like the optimal way to trade here, because if his opponent's at full life anyways after its attack, it doesn't matter if you efficiently clear the Ziliax with 1 attack versus 2. I mean, I just want to clear Ziliax, clear off Lyra, and push damage. I think, you know, time is very much on Ike's side here. Two Spellstones have been used, if I recall correctly. I mean, the Ziliax is great, but what are you going to actually do? There's no win condition anymore. Like, Nalgadon's win condition actually has become Shadow Form.
Yeah. I think there's only been 1 Spellstone used.
Oh, has there only been 1?
Yeah.
Is it a different game that he was using Spellstone? I think it was the Control Breach, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He used a Spellstone in the turn before he died. So there's 1, but then his win condition becomes hit Spellstone, buff it up to 4, hit... Nope, there's... He can't play the Malagos!
He still has, you know, like a Holy Smite in the deck, right? So that he could Mind Blast and Holy Smite and try to get the damage over that way.
I just don't think he has enough. Even with perfect Spellstone outcome, or perfect, Spellstone outcomes.
That's not bad.
But it's just, just feels like it's kind of delaying the inevitable. Can't do that.
Wishful thinking, Nalgadon. Hey, we've all done it. Hey, hold your lulls in chat. I know that you guys have tried that before. And it wasn't just with this. You tried to coin Mountain Giant.
Everybody's tried to coin a Mountain Giant.
Yeah, you tried to innervate beyond 10 mana before. Yep. Everyone's done it. But it does sting especially bad when it's on this stage with this much stakes at play. I think, you know, it's one of those things where I think Nalgadon wasn't 100% sure, maybe like 99.5% sure. It's like, just in case I'm wrong, I'm gonna try to see if this works.
Yeah, when the stakes are this high, when you're fighting for a spot in the championship,
right?
In Nalgadon's position, his 3rd championship in a single HCT season, or HCT year rather, then you're gonna try everything, even if you think it's a 99% chance. Hey, maybe the game will just give you this one. Be like, I see this guy's losing. I'll give him the 11 mana. But nope, doesn't work like that.
Man, Hunter's just so powerful. Even has anti-fatigue mechanics through the Dire Frenzy. Nalgadon picks up Eternal Servitude.
Here we go.
That would have been a great use of the coin just now. Oh, I don't mean to rub it in, but you know, that's kind of the level that we expect from these players. You need to be able to know every single interaction. Those are your edges. You know, those are your 1 to 2% extra bumps.
There is a potential for a miracle.
God, he had Bittertide Hydra available to him, and he has the ability to get Stone Tusk Boar. Oh, he chose Direwolf Alpha.
He's just playing it slow. He knows that he has this in fatigue as well.
Yeah.
He knows that now Guidan basically has no win condition left because he can't play Malagos. It's not in the death pool. Even if he gets perfect spell soon and gets like Lyra, double Radiant, plus Velen, even then, it's still very unlikely that he wins. But that's his win condition. Lyra, a fully upgraded Spellstone, which seems nearly impossible. Lyra, double Radiant.
He has Eternal Servitude and Vivid Nightmare as well.
Yeah, but that, I don't think that will... Oh, wait.
So what he could do is have Eternal Servitude and Vivid Nightmare. If he's able to get random elementals on the board preemptively, the Mind Blasts will deal 20 damage each, so that's 40. So then he gets Valen,
The Velen.
and Vivid Nightmare, and then double Mind Blast.
If he had the coin! No!
If he
That's
had
11
the coin!
mana! No!
Ah! Now he died.
Lethal out!
It's true. I mean, it's not the highest percentage, but it's a percentage nonetheless. It's a relevant one. It's not like a 1% chance.
He still has a Gilded Gargoyle on his deck.
And Radiance.
And Radiance.
Yeah, he could Army of the Dead. That gives him 4 mana. For 2 mana, he could play Eternal Servitude. For Vivid, oh, he could. He could do that. Okay, and I think right now he's holding out because if
He wants to draw further into his deck to guarantee it.
If he draws the double Radiant Elemental, he still has that out. Okay, I see the line. I see the line from Nalgidan.
It's there.
It's a thin line. I mean, he used a #2 pencil to scribble this down mentally.
But think how many minions have died. Ziliax 3 times at this point. Or twice. Radiance multiple times. Gilded Gargoyles multiple times. Witchwood Grizzly multiple times.
Oh,
Lich King. Lyra multiple times.
Dude, this Tundra Rhino, Kraken Razor Maw can also end it right here with Wind Fury. +3 attack is 8 plus the 3.
Plus an additional 3.
15.
Plus 4.
Tundra Rhino is lethal. If you squeeze in the Tundra Rhino in between the Direwolf Alpha.
It's exactly 7.
Perfect sequencing. He nails the adapt. Ike is coming to the Winter Championship.
In a 3-0 sweep over Nalgidan. It was a whirlwind. Ike looked so calm during that whole series. And you could see just kind of the relief just heading to desk.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ike's been through a lot.
He has.
One thing that he did, and I was kind of glued to my